Mojo. WatchMojo. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 James Bond facts.
Do you expect me to talk?
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die.
For this list, we're including interesting facts about James Bond from across the movie franchise. However, we will not be including speculative facts about Spectre because that's a list for another day.
So what's going on, James? They say you're finished.
What do you think?
I think you're just getting started.
Number 10. Origins of the name.
Thank you, Mr.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
After hearing as many actors as we have say the famous words, we can't help but associate the spy's name with everything that is cool and dashing.
Sorry.
However, this wasn't the original intention of Ian Fleming, the author of the Bond novels. Fleming got the name for the character from the real-life American bird expert, James Bond.
And one of my Bibles out here is James Bond's Birds of the West Indies, which is a very famous ornithological book indeed.
Fleming, who was a bird watcher himself, had read the real-life Bond's book on birds and found his name to be dull, uninteresting, yet macho at the same time. And those attributes somehow combined to make it the perfect fit for 007.
Oh, I'm just here for the birds. Ornithologist.
Number 9. Grandpa Raj.
That, I'm afraid, only leaves us tonight to catch up on old times.
Roger Moore had been in contention for the Bond role for years before he actually portrayed him.
For a moment, it certainly looked like curtains for the impetuous Simon Templar.
Because of his commitment to TV shows like The Saint, he wasn't truly in the running until Connery retired the first time. Ultimately, it was in 1973's Live and Let Die that Moore finally made his debut as 007 at the age of 45, becoming the oldest actor before or since to start playing the part.
Mission accomplished?
Best beluga. Vodka. Rather shaken.
When he finally announced his retirement following A View to a Kill, he was 58 years old, having starred in 7 Bond films over the span of 12 years. Considering the age of some of the ladies he courted, it was probably time to call it quits.
I see you're a woman of very few words.
What's there to say?
Number 8. Casting near misses.
The name is James Bond. James Bond.
There have been dozens of actors who almost played Bond, and almost as many who were offered the role but declined it.
Of what use is a dream, if not a blueprint for courageous action?
A few names stand out to us more than others. Names like Adam West, Clint Eastwood, and Burt Reynolds, all 3 of whom rejected the opportunity to play the iconic super spy.
Like I said, we only have 15 minutes.
Oh.
Eastwood has played a great action hero in films like Dirty Harry, but he's way too angry to play Bond.
Kelly. Who picked it up? It's just some old guy that I never saw him before.
We love Adam West, but he made Batman look dorky. Just think what he would have done with Bond. And as for Reynolds, well, we can't picture 007 with a porn stash.
So I've been chased by the best of them. Son, you make them look like they're all running in slow motion.
Fortunately, all 3 of them agreed that Bond should stay British.
Punk.
Number 7. James Bond is Scottish.
Sunlight.
Swim.
Moonlight.
Dance. Murder. Employment. Country. England.
Bond's arguably the most iconic fictional English character of all time, which is weird since he's actually Scottish.
You never take me to dinner, period.
I would, you know. Only Anne would have me court-martialed for illegal use of government property.
When Ian Fleming saw Scottish actor Sean Connery as the first ever film Bond in Dr. No, the author decided to use that in his writing. In the novel You Only Live Twice, he not only blessed Bond with more of a sense of humor than he previously had.
Rule number 2, in Japan, men always come first, women come second.
I might just retire to here.
In honor of Connery, he also made a point of saying that Bond had grown up in a rural area in Scotland and didn't move to England until his teenage years.
This is where you grew up.
These British roots were later explored more fully on screen in Skyfall, bringing the origin story full circle. In that case, we're surprised his on-screen drink of choice isn't scotch.
Stirred, not shaken. That was right, wasn't it?
Perfect. Cheers.
Cheers.
Number 6. Lazenby the Liar. Lazenby may have only played 007 in one film, but he definitely worked hard to land the role.
Big fries are coming by.
Yeah.
Big fry.
Here comes Big Fry with exotic Big Fry Turkish delight.
A model who had never acted before, Lazenby became determined to play Bond after seeing Dr. No, despite his inexperience.
You believe in living dangerously. I can see that.
To get his foot in the door, Lazenby not only bedecked himself with trappings befitting of Bond, like a tailored suit, a Rolex, and a haircut from Connery's barber, he also lied to producers about his credentials, inventing films he'd been in and saying they filmed in countries like Germany, Russia, and Czechoslovakia, so producers couldn't verify his claims due to the ongoing Cold War.
This department is not concerned with your personal problems.
Lazenby eventually came clean during the audition, but nonetheless nabbed the part.
You tell me you can't act? He said, you fooled two of the most ruthless guys I've ever met in my life. You're an actor.
Number 5. 007 is a man whore. By the numbers.
Why can't nice guys be more like you?
Because then they'd be bad.
It's no secret that 007 is a bit of a womanizer. But when you actually do the math, it's truly staggering. And to be honest, we're not sure how he gets out of bed long enough to get any spying done. In his first 23 official films, Bond bedded 55 women, averaging more than 2 per film.
I have to leave immediately.
Oh, that's too bad. Just as things were getting interesting again.
This is particularly impressive, considering all these women were played by actresses who are considered to be some of the most beautiful of their respective eras.
How do you feel?
Sleepy.
With conquests like Honey Rider played by Ursula Andress, Pussy Galore played by Honor Blackman, and Vesper Lynd played by Eva Green, it's easy to see why every guy wants to be James Bond. Number 4. Bond, the musical. Bond has always been a symbol of masculinity and machismo.
Well, that's $50,000.
Minus 5,000 for you leaves me 45,000, and thank you very much.
That's one reason why you might be surprised to learn that his iconic theme music was an adaptation of a song from a stage musical. The man credited with composing the Bond music, Monty Norman, had previously adapted a novel called A House for Mr. Biswas into a musical, and the soundtrack included a song called Good Sign, Bad Sign, which you'll hear sounds uncannily familiar.
Bad sign go, good sign stay.
John Barry rearranged the tune, jazzed it up, and lost the lyrics, and an iconic theme song was born. Number 3. Pierce Brosnan is the deadliest Bond.
Give me the cards, Natalia! Give them to me!
It should come as no surprise that James Bond has killed a lot of people, maybe even more than he slept with. In fact, in his first 23 official movies, he killed over 350. But in terms of which of the 6 actors who've played Bond is the most lethal, Pierce Brosnan is number 1, with a bullet. In just 4 movies, he took down, depending on how you count it, between 76 and 135 bad guys. This actually makes a lot of sense when you consider the fact that the films Brosnan starred in were the most over the top.
Backseat driver.
And focused more on special effects and action than telling a good spy story. Brosnan still got in a few good kills, though. Number 2. Bald. James Bald.
Right. Up slowly and face that wall.
Sean Connery is usually considered the best and most manly actor to ever have played Bond.
I have a confession to make.
However, what many people might not realize is that Connery started losing his hair at the age of 21, and was therefore required to wear a toupee in every Bond film he appeared in. After Connery hung up his tux for good, he appeared on screen more and more without a piece.
We are taking a 3-minute commercial break.
But we figure when he was playing the super spy, his favorite gadget was probably his rug.
Souvenir from another jealous woman?
Yes, but I haven't turned my back on one since.
Before we unveil our number 1 pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Would you like to check my figures?
Oh, I'm sure they're perfectly rounded.
Oh, you're a legend, old boy. Card Sense Jimmy Bond, they call you. I knew you right away.
I didn't know I had that much of a reputation.
Vodka martini. Shaken, not stirred. And for you?
The same.
You realize this means an angry letter to the Times?
Apuntar! Fuego!
So long, suckers!
Number 1. Bond's been shot at. A lot. James Bond films ask you to suspend disbelief. But if you thought 007 had slept with a lot of ladies, wait until you hear how many times he stared down the barrel of a gun. Nothing about the series is more unrealistic than the fact that Bond has been shot at 4,662 times and has lived to tell the tale. And that's not even counting Skyfall, which ironically is the first movie where he suffers significant damage from a gunshot, when he's, again ironically, shot by his co-worker Moneypenny of all people.
Take the shot. I can't, I'm hit Bond. Take the bloody shot.
However, despite being shot by a sniper's rifle and falling from a moving train, Bond manages to survive. Without a doubt, no one has cheated death more than 007. Do you agree with our list?
Yes, of course.
What do you think is the most interesting James Bond fact?
Well, hey there, Miss Money Pussy. Wanna jump on my jetpack?
For more cool top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
Apunto! Fuego!